Hey drummers, it's Rob Litton here from drumstheword.com. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're surviving the lockdown. I know it's getting a little bit long now and some countries and towns are easing up a bit, but here in the UK it's still pretty much locked down. And so to continue with my promise that I made a couple of months ago, I want to keep on doing a lot of free lessons for you guys just to hopefully entertain you, have something to do while you're being furloughed from work. Or whatever you're doing. So I've got a free lesson today, suggested over on my Facebook page, Like a Stone by Audioslave, by of course the Groove Meister himself, Brad Wilk. And what I've got for you really are 5 different variations of the drum beat he plays through the song. There's only really one drum beat, there's no drum fills per se. It's just a lesson in groove and a lesson in ghost note placement. And so these 5 examples that occur throughout the song make up the entire song, but also just a really good sort of mini exercise in learning how to play ghost notes within a groove. Really, we got all the basics here, all the most of the variations that you hear in music. So don't forget to download the free PDF that came with this lesson. You'll see all 5 examples on the download. You'll find a link for the download beneath this video, and have it printed out as we go through this together. So the first drum beat occurs at the beginning of the song, obviously, and without going into the ghost note parts, first of all, we've got this basic drum beat going throughout the song. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 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 That's our basic groove. So beginners, new drummers, you can play this song all the way through just by playing that drum beat. That'll work fine. But what Brad does is he adds these ghost notes in. And what ghost notes are just little taps on the snare drum usually, and in this case it is. And on the notation you can tell where a ghost note is because I've written it in brackets. That means it's played quietly. And the really important thing to do with ghost notes is to play them quietly. If you don't, then it's not going to sound the same. These little ghost notes sort of fit in between the gaps of the groove and sort of help to fill in the sound, but you don't really hear them. You do, but you sort of mostly feel them. Anyway, I'll show you what you mean. So usually you're playing the snare drum back beats on beats 2 and 4. I like to play rim shots a lot just because I'm a bit of a rock drummer myself. And then in between the hi-hats, we're going to play these little ghost notes. And that's how quiet you want them to be. Literally just a 1-inch tap off the drum. That's all. If you do it too loud, too high off the snare drum, it's going to be louder. It's not going to sound the same. Let's get on to our first example. We've got these 2 little ghost notes appearing on the of 2 and the E of 3 in between those hi-hats. 1 and 2 and a 3 E and 4. The tricky bit there is to go from the and to beat 2 and a 3 E and a 3 E and. You see the bass drum still playing on 3 and underneath. And a 3 E and 4 and. So if we play this together slowly, 1 and 2 and a 3 E and 4 and 1 and 2 and a 3 E and 4 and 1 and 2 and a 3 E and 4. So it starts to feel nice. Really nice groove that. Just as an example, if you were to play them a little bit too loud, those ghost notes, it would sound like this. Which is a cool drum beat, but that's not on the recording. It's this. So really work on bringing those ghost notes down, little taps on the drums, that'll make it sound like the recording. So let's see this first example up to speed without the microphone on so you can hear just the drums. Here we go. So the next variation that occurs starts at around 11 seconds, and Brad does sort of improvise with the ghost notes. He doesn't sort of come to a new drum beat, then plays it for the whole verse. He sort of improvises with the ghost notes a little bit. So it's really the combination of these 5 examples that give you the whole song. But at 11 seconds, we get this first time he plays this, where we're playing exactly the same as the previous version of the drum beat, but now we've got 2 extra ghost notes occurring at the end of the bar and at the beginning of the bar, on the of beat 4 and the E of beat 1. And as you play this round, you'll realise that both halves of the bar feel the same. The only difference here is the bass drum coming down on beat 1, just the 1 bass drum, and then for beat 3 we got 3 and the and of beat 3. So look out for that bass drum changing while maintaining this ghost note pattern. The ghost note pattern is this. It starts a bit funny, but when you start to loop it round, you sort of hear it. 1 E and 2 and a 3 E and 4 and a 1 E. So you can see what loops down there, and a 1 E and 2 and a 3 E and 4 and a 1 E and 2 and a 3 E and 4. It's just half a bar played again, exactly the same, but it's the bass drum underneath that makes it a little bit tricky. So with the bass drum underneath we get 1 E and 2 and a 3 E and 4 and a 1 E and a 1 E and. So you might want to put that bass drum in on the and of 1, but you've got to resist to play the groove correctly. 1 E and 2 and a 3 E and 4 and a 1 E and 2 and a 3 E and 4 and a 1 E and 2, a 3 and 4, a 1 E and 2, a 3 E and 4, a 1 E and 2. Okay, let's hear that example played up to speed a few times. So then at 13 seconds, Brad does another variation. It's basically the same as the last version, the version I just showed you, except there's no ghost note on the E of beat 1. So we just get this 1, 2, a 3 E and 4, a 1, not and a 1 E, just a 1 and 2. So this is probably... If you want one drum beat to play throughout the song and you don't have to worry about improvising with the ghost notes, that is probably the best one to use. So let's hear that played without the mic on a few times. So Brad also uses the open hi-hat on the and of beat 4 occasionally, and the first time it happens is at 36 seconds. It's our basic groove with the ghost notes in the middle of the bar, except we just got an open hi-hat at the end on the and of beat 4. 1, 2, a 3 and 4 and 1 and 1. Open with the hi-hat, closes with the bass drum on beat 1. 1, 2, a 3 and 4 and 1, 2, a 3 and 4 and 1, 2, a 3 and 4 and 1. And let's hear that a few times. Then finally, at 54 seconds, Brad starts to do something with the hi-hats. And he's probably doing it a little bit more at the beginning of the song, but it sort of becomes consistent during the choruses, and you can especially hear it at 54 seconds. And what Brad does is he keeps the ghost notes in the middle of the bar, but on the and of beat 4, we're going to strike it with the shoulder, basically just a bit harder on the hi-hats. So you get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The striking the hi-hat harder on the and of 4 gives this groove a little bit more feel, and it's very subtle. You might not have noticed it. I didn't until I transcribed this today, but yeah, Brad sort of came up with a really simple drum beat, but then adds little nuances to make it unique. So we basically got this: 1, 2, a 3 and 4 and 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 1. So don't feel you have to be able to play that accent on the and four. That's just sort of a nuance thing. That's sort of a next level. If you're a completely new drummer, then don't worry about playing that accent. You want to first of all learn how to play a consistent sounding hi-hat or ride cymbal with your right hand. You don't have to worry about accenting. But if you're more advanced, intermediate, then you can throw in that accent comfortably and not hopefully have it affect your other playing. What I mean is if you're a beginner drummer and you sort of learn one method of playing the hi-hat, it kind of sticks for a while and you have to unlearn what you've learned. So have a go, of course. Just be aware that you don't want to play it all the time because, well, you might want to. Who knows? Anyway, it's up to you, isn't it? So let's just hear that example played a few more times up to speed. So there you go. Don't forget to download the free PDF that came with this lesson. Again, you'll find the link beneath this page. And be aware that these 5 drum beats make up the whole song. So when you're playing along to the song, feel free to mix up the ghost notes as I've shown you here, just as Brad does. This song was just suggested over on my Facebook page. And so if you want to make your own song suggestions, then please go over there to do so. It's the best place to make song suggestions. I ask my followers for their suggestions on a regular basis, then they get to vote on them, and then they get chosen for future lessons. So you'll find the post over on my Facebook page. Just type it into Facebook, Drums the Word, and you'll find me. But there's also a link beneath this video to my page as well. And you might want to consider signing up to become an online member at my website, drumstheword.com. And what I currently offer for $97 is a full year's online access to every single full video song lesson I've ever recorded and transcribed. And that's coming up to 450 full songs. Unlike this lesson where I just teach you the main parts, in my full song lessons, I teach you every single bar from start to finish. You get the fully transcribed PDF drum chart. And like I said, I've got almost 450 famous and popular songs up on the website already. As a thank you for signing up, I'll give you access to hundreds more little videos teaching you many, many famous drum beats, fills, and even drum solos. I'll give you 3 ebooks I've written over the years containing hundreds more famous beats, fills, and solos. And then over the year of your subscription, you also gain instant online access to all the new material that I upload from my members. And I record new lessons every week unless I'm ill or on holiday. So you've got lots of cool stuff to look forward to in the future. I believe I've also got some other Audioslave on the website already, so you can check that out as well. But any questions, email me, rob@drumstheword.com. And until our next drum lesson together, stay safe, toodle pip, and happy drumming to you.